This is the academy itself. There's Twin Cobb.
We in North Carolina.
I got the other
don't have many problems.
She has. I see the house is still back there.
One of his old classmates. A lot of Harold's classmates.
I got both. Yeah, I know. I can't wait to look at the pictures either. Yeah, now Marshall blackmails with these things.
Friday night vesper service, starting with our song Here?
Yeah,
Okay, that's the house that...
Looks like nobody lives in it, doesn't it?
No. You lived in there when?
38 through 44. There's a big grove of poplars, big poplar trees in front then.
Huh.
They lived next door.
The Moline family?
Moline, M-E-L-E-E-N.
Lived here. It was their neighbors. Are the kids your age or something? Can you
That
get
blue
it?
house back there, I'll look them back again. Well,
Didn't get that one either. It's crazy.
A
This
text
is
from Matthew, the
Sabbath
28th chapter, 19th verse. It's so short, you may not want to look to it because it'll be done before you get there. It says,
have. And we went along till the government absolutely said they would close our school, but we had to have midwifery. Every nurse in Thailand has to have it. And so I happen to have the training for that, and it follows after the nurse graduates. She takes this postgraduate course.
This is the
King James says, can you by searching find out
Sabbath
God?
school lesson.
All of us this morning have many questions, many doubts that come into our life. And it concerns us to no end that there are times that we have a...
And many of you have not been here for that before. So we felt that there was some wisdom to checking up on our former graduates from Berrien Springs at this time, so you can look around and see what classmates are here. Or if they're like me, you might not recognize them. Perhaps their standing will enable you to. Good job remembering your name. You're
Some people say it's gonna fall the snow. I know very well they tell a lie.
to AUC and took 4 years of ministerial training in 3 years. We had sometimes, however, set aside for Barbara Butler, who became his wife, and my English teacher in college. For 22 years, Elder Rolland Ruf served as the associate pastor of the Collegedale Seventh-day Adventist Church, the Church for Southern Missionary College, now Southern College of Seventh-day Adventist. So much the written records amply testify. But when the great computer banks of heaven are opened, and our Lord's finger reaches March of 1974, there in the record will be the testimony of a 23-year-old young man who Barbara and Rolland took into their home after he had nearly died of appendicitis on the operating table in Tennessee.
Thank you, Brian, for that very good introduction. As with all very good introductions, my wife, Barbara, and I don't think that's too bad a thing. Perhaps that's symbolic of spouses who are here today, not out of wild enthusiasm, but maybe out of duty and I'm pleased that the Alumni Association and the Academy invited me here to this Sabbath. It's a pleasure to worship with the present students, the faculty, and the village people of this church. I think my greatest honor, of course, is to associate with the alumni, with the honored classes, and especially with my own honored class of 1943. And I must commend the Alumni Association and the school for giving us such a prominent place in the program brochure of the weekend. Certainly we're very proud of this. I think there is maybe a little reason for it. We have an on-site promoter for ourselves in the person of Carlene Kregelstein, who read the scripture reading for us. Also, she made these little picture buttons that some of you have seen on our class members. These are pictures of how we looked when we were here in 43. She has very kindly done this for us. I don't know all the reasons for it, but it could be maybe that one of the reasons is that we fellows have become so much more handsome, and girls so much more beautiful, that we might not recognize each other. Students, if you don't believe that, it shows that you're still getting a good education at Union Springs. I attended Union Springs Academy here from 39 to 43, when the campus was very different from what it is today. Except for the farm, 2 or 3 industrial buildings, we had everything in one large building you've seen pictures of. Classrooms, dining room, chapel, and believe it or not, co-ed dormitories of us all. Also, I attended 3 years of elementary school in a white frame building across from the academy. I lived with my parents over here on Park Street, next door to the old conference office, where my father was a departmental leader in the old New York Conference. So in that sense, I am a child of this community, as well as of the academy. I lived here from the time I was 10 until I was 17, and I have fond memories of sledding down that long hill on Park Street, hoping that I would come to a stop before Main Street. And I'll tell you, when you're in downtown Chattanooga and the temperature is 95 and the humidity is 100, that thought of sledding down the hill is very, very pleasant. My father is still living. Some of you have inquired about him. He's going on 96. He still drives his own car a little bit. His mind is fairly alert, but he does weaken rather easily, and he doesn't travel much anymore. I was speaking with Andy Roberts last night, and he was telling me about that April day when my dad baptized him in chilly waters of Lake Erie. Well, my dad would really like to be here, and he would want to be remembered to all of you who remember him. About 5 years ago, he and I visited this campus at camp meeting time and enjoyed meeting a number of old friends. That was the first time that I had been back to this, although there were a couple of girls that I think that might have had such aspirations, but I'll be careful and not mention their names. We studied some, we worked a lot, we played a little, and we socialized within certain parameters that might seem overly restrictive today. We were a more serious class than some. You remember, and it's been referred to earlier today, and you'll see it displayed in the brochure, that we were a class at the height of World War II. And I might say that this was total war. This was where we were completely mobilized for victory. They weren't like the limited efforts in Korea and Vietnam, these limited wars, the guns and butter wars as we talked to them. The United States was completely mobilized for victory with a draft for the military and with the ration books for the civilians. One of them, a tall, rugged fella who was Mr. Sauer's right-hand man on the academy farm. Our class had victory on our minds. We hoped and prayed that the war would be over soon, that our friends and sweethearts would be coming back, and probably that thought led us as a junior class to choose as our motto, "On to victory," and to select as our class text 1 John 5:4. For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcomes the world, even our faith. I was in downtown Boston on VE Day 1945. That was the day that we celebrated the victory of the United States and Allied forces in Europe. The city was wild.
This is the group in front of the church after church service. This is 3 of his friends, schoolmates, I guess.
Oh, okay. Did you see it? Dorothy Benedict.
I saw her, but I hear someplace.
As we were coming out, she was just coming in.
I probably wouldn't recognize her here.
I think this is another friend right through there. Harold just found. No problem.
Yeah, when I had kids coming in, said my mother said I was supposed to sit here. I had time to get out.
This is
Some
at
of
dinner
them are
now.
pictures of my family there.
I got, I had one with a snake wrapped around me.
Well, this was a snake, but it wasn't wrapped around you.
Draped over my shoulders?
No, it was just laying there looking
Oh.
at you.
That's after he'd fallen off.
Yeah, that's after. What was it? What are they? A sloth? What would they call those things with the big?
Oh, the claws, yeah, sloth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was a snake. We caught a snake, a boa constrictor.
Well, there's a sloth and a boa constrictor both.
When I was 6 years old, that I had hydrocephalus, and I have a shot in my head. Major brain surgery.
Okay, look, this is an automatic, and
They're getting ready to take a class picture. Andy, do that again. I didn't get it.
you don't have to focus on it. Just get the, as long as you get the people in it, it'll all work that way.
You almost didn't make it. What happened? Okay. Get up there and sit down.
There's a spot for you right there.
Come on, Harold.
I guess that's the group then.
Push it on the side.
Professor King's wife. Was she one of your teachers? Music teacher. Oh. We're having a banquet right now for the alumni. We call it the alumni banquet. These are all schoolmates of Harold's. I'll show this to your sister. Anything you want to say?
Hi, Ruth.
We haven't started yet.
And incidentally, I don't usually have to sit in a wheelchair. But my condition of coming, my physician said I had to have one available so I come back in one piece. I have been ill for a couple of years and I'm just recovering, but doing well. But I'm in awe. I really thought that this book would be about 150 pages soft cover. And here it is. It's like a second doctoral dissertation. Willis would be really proud. I think he'd be embarrassed, however. But I'm not embarrassed for him, I'm embarrassed for myself. But to have a scholarly thing like this, and honor him, I think it's marvelous. And I'm really in awe. And I'm also in awe of all the people here. I've never been to an alumni reunion before in my life. I think once in 1933, Willis was president of the class, the alumni association at AUC. And I vaguely remember going to that, but I've never been anywhere near where I could go back. And I thought maybe about 50 people here. And look at you. Unbelievable. And here I see somebody here, Janice Wright. I never met Janice, but you know, her brother was the first dear friend I had in Berrien Springs. And I can see her in your eyes today. Her eyes would sparkle, those brown eyes, how happy she was. And here she met Janice's father. Just like I met my daughter's father. At 15 years of age, I fell in love with Willis. I didn't wait. I waited a while to marry him, but anyway. We had 31 years together. Yesterday, I visited his grave, and I saw my own stone over there. And I said to the little man who was mowing the lawn, I said, you keep this spot good, because I'm coming here one of these days. And then today, on top of all of it, we were able to visit that beautiful chapel in Auburn, the old seminary. And when Willis died 29 years ago, his funeral was conducted there because it was owned by the Adventist Church. And I forgot how beautiful it was. But we went over there today, and there were a couple of people there, and they let us in. And I was overwhelmed. If you have never seen that beautiful chapel, and you know, they thanked the Adventists for saving that chapel for them. They took such good care. And they said if they were going to turn it into a disco, and the Adventists bought it and kept it, I guess, for something like 30 years. We were shocked. We thought the Adventist church was still there. We never did find the Adventist church today in Auburn. But it was worth it to see that. I told my daughter, this is where my funeral service is going to be, right in this chapel. Well, I'm going to take 6 copies of this back to California. And everybody I see that was ever in Berrien Springs, they're going to go and say, hey, get that book, it's worth it. And the thing that I look forward to most in it is that they tell me that all the students that graduated there is in the back. And it's going to be so much fun to see the names and see the children of those same people following. And I really think that this little school has been a wonderful school. Anybody who ever had the privilege of being here and living in a dorm like I did for 3 years, my dearest friends are from those early years. And those of you who have ever been in the academy or one of our schools know what it means to be a member of the Adventist family.
Eileen Christensen Castor. Okay.
North of Syracuse, and would you like me to sing How How?
There you go. That was it. That's what you taught me. Okay.
One superintendent, and the state, if we've got a big city, the state has
This is, was it Mike is his name? Mike. They call him Mike, don't they? What was your first name? Rachel. Rachel and Mike.
What's all this business here?
Huh?
Got a picture already?
The Geralds lived in the square blue house, this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where Don Gerald lived.
Don Gerald, okay.
And the rest of them. AF Ruf.
Rolland Ruf lived here.
That's where the conference president lived.
Okay.
And this is the old conference office.
Okay. old cemetery. Harold had to walk by, and when he went to town, and wasn't pleased. You used to play here?
Oh, yeah. Up for a mile. That's what Rolland was talking about last night.
Oh, yeah.
We lived in the old Ringer place. There used to be a row of big poplar trees in front here. Of course, they're long gone. Didn't they have
This is the Collins place?
Collins, yeah.
Oh, okay. The old Bodle place? Bob Curran lived there?
Yeah, he bought it. It's a big gully. On the off just off the highway, there's the barn that always said Great Gully Farm on the end of it.
Right there. And this is the gully. Okay. Again is the gully on the other side of the road. Harold reminiscing. Cayuga, what you can see of it. Where the rippling waters play. What's the rest of it? And the pine trees gently whisper at the close of every day or something like that. Now see, I didn't even go to school here and I know part of it. It's too foggy to see much. This is a park. What is the name of this falls? Cayuga or something like that. What's the name of the falls?
Kagonic.
Cape what?
We're in Kagonic Park, headed for Kagonic Falls.
Kagonic Park. Headed for that's not the falls then, that's just a little...
Yeah, that's not the falls.
Oh, somebody fishing down there. This is the tallest fall east of the Rocky, but not the widest, of course, Niagara is. Just a little taller than Niagara, I guess. Right at the place. Rocks all along, man, they're high. That is up. The farm, huh? That's the milk house?
Old barn and milk house.
Old barn and milk house.
That were there originally.
Okay. They don't use the farm for students anymore?
They're using student...
Their picture here. There's a turkey? Sure enough. Now where'd he go? There he is. Oh, he's pretty. Pretty big. And this is where Harold's dad was farm manager here for, I don't know, about 7 years, something like that. Dad's favorite Holstein cows. His wife. Mrs. Turkey, howdy. Hello, Mrs. Turkey. Okay, go away. Now I can't find her. I'm lost. There we go. Oh, he's a big one.
Probably was across the road.
Down the south of Ithaca before
Yeah.
you got to Buttermilk Falls.
I probably would.
Well,
Just stopping along the road, you never know who you're going to see, do you?
no. You know, I wondered about you folks when I was growing up. What do you see?